So the point of this exercise is to do the troubleshooting where the data are not as expected, and especially when we are looking into the data in, for example, GL, we notice that some transactions are not with the date. The date is there, it is just not connected correctly. So we are looking first into the script that load GL. If I would not have it open, I would select one script. I would go into my model and I would go into the demo and look into the fact, look into the GL transaction, create table. Nah, I don't need that. I can open it, but it's nothing here. It just creates a table. Truncate just takes care about incremental and declare some things and does some initialization, and load. Load is the most important part. So let's see, are we getting the data right? Are we getting data right first in the view? So the script should be first copied, not in the live script. And let's just do first with this the viewing part here, where we are going to do a select. Just do it without the timestamp here. So we do see the data here or not. So the GL values are coming. They're all coming. The posting date is here. 200,000 rows we have. So we see if there is any posting date empty. It's not coming empty. You can see here also for the 2017 and so on is fine here. So it's not having any problem. Now, what about the timestamp? I said timestamp is something that you want to skip. So if I say, okay, show me what data will view load if I use the timestamp where condition, probably none. Actually, it doesn't show me anything. So let's say I would need to copy, let's say just to copy this here, just in order to work this script correctly. Okay, let's just do this part here. Nothing. So the timestamp is preventing us to bring me new data. So where is this timestamp? Okay, this is something with initialization, and it says it's getting set up, get timestamp. This is a function. So the timestamp is in this table. It's in this table. It should be in the demo. It is in the setup data source table. Let's say start from setup. We have two timestamps. Setup data source table. So this is a timestamp of our source, which means of our BC part here. Okay. And so this is a timestamp which is looking into the change from the source. So how do I explain to you? Let me just give you a visual picture here. Okay, you are learning, so it'll be something new here. Why do we have two timestamps here? So it's the following situation we have here. We have, let's just do this one here. Yeah, let's just look into this. So first timestamp is the timestamp in the staging area, where I'm looking what is the latest transaction here and my latest transaction in my staging part. So it's kind of, if you would imagine staging part to be its own separate database. So this is a stage timestamp. And then I have to know what is the maximum timestamp in my data warehouse. Because when I load this data here, the timestamp is higher than here, and I'm going to add from the staging to data warehouse some more transactions. If I didn't do anything here, I will not add here true. But I could run 3 times this and 1 times this only, theory, but all in theory here. So there are 2 timestamps. One is against the source, another is between the stage in the data warehouse. So against the source is a data source table. Now, this is something that you may not, data source table, no, yeah, it is here. It is here. You see the timestamp here, it's of type timestamp. So it's kind of not very informative, but it's timestamp. But then it's another timestamp, data source, it's a data warehouse source table, where I have timestamp when I'm transforming data from staging to data warehouse. And if I look into the max timestamp, it's integer, or I have it also as a timestamp, date time. And if I'm looking into the table here, it's GL entry, where table name stage, like, and just put GL, should be with capital, otherwise not showing. Is it with space? GL entry with underscore. So this is the last timestamp, okay? And this timestamp is preventing us from running data warehouse again to duplicate the data, because it says, hey, you already have there are no new data in the stage, so nothing else will be given to you. Because here, this is a where condition. It's looking into the, we are looking into this report here. It's the same here. So we are looking into give me the data. It's not inserting. Give me, prepare me the data where the source is stage GL entry, and the GL entry max timestamp, okay, is in the stage. So the one that I show you, it should be bigger. So give me only these which are new, bigger. But if I didn't load stage, I will get nothing. So that's correct. So if I put this away, then it gives me this. So so that is the upper part here, and that's preventing me from giving me new. But if you look into this data here, these data are coming with a date. But if you look into our data in the data warehouse, they are not coming with a date. So there is something in here, okay? In here, because the script which is preparing the data under these circumstances would give me, but what about the timestamp? So the problem might be that this timestamp was not reset. So let's just do the deploy part, and the deploy part would reset. Or actually, I'm not doing it. Oh, I'm doing it too much. Actually, for that, say I prepare this here. If I would like to do only one table, if I do only one table, then it's enough to process only this. So if I process only this, I'm resetting timestamp. So when I'm doing this create table, I'm resetting timestamp in the data warehouse. After create table will empty the data and will allow that anything that is in the stage will come with a no limitation to the data warehouse. So if now I run just a simple script, execute fact load GL transaction, this will, invalid name help. Oh yes, I have to wait because now I'm deploying the data. I have deleted a thing here. So now I'm doing it right in this case because I have to fix all the data warehouse scripts, and the easiest way, it's not the the most elegant way, but the easiest way is to delete the whole data warehouse. Even would not need to do it. I need to do it only for the facts. And if I would do for all data warehouse, I just hit deploy and it's easier and faster. But if I would have to fix this only for one table, then create table would empty the data and reset the timestamp and make this transformation available for getting new data into. So I just have to load, deploy the things and process the things again. Without that, this exercise will not help. So what we have learned so far is the following. This was having data from 20 and 21. And this was having up to 2019 and some in the 20. So majority was not coming. So we extended the date in the model by adding 3 more years, 16, 17, 18, probably 19. No, 19 was there. But when we processed, we were still having the timestamp of the previous part. So we didn't add the new connections with the right date. So now when we are deploying, which is quite a, let's say, a drastical process, we move all the furniture because, there is one, small ball under one chair, practically, right? It's quite a big exercise. And that is kind of too hard exercise. So data warehouse, this is processed. So what about the facts? And the enough thing would be, let's say if I go for the process, stages didn't touch. If I go for the processing, from the beginning, now the processing would be enough to do only resetting it to recreate, and then load would be fine here. Load would be fine. Load would be fine here. So load, add me new tables now, and we look into this fact. Do we have this data now in the fact? So where do we have? Select fact here, and this is no more needed. This query here. Now see that data not now it's coming. So now we have seen a small exercise troubleshooting about the date, which it was not planned, and it can happen, but at least I have shown you how things are connected and affected, what can happen. It's not common, but it can happen here. So the timestamp in our case was preventing us from refreshing the model here. And now it was doing this fine here. This is not the end, right? Because we did only one fact. That's why it's better that we do it for everything, for all. And that's why what we are doing. And we need to process analysis services again. With these connections, this data would come. So if I'm in a hurry, if I would be in a hurry, I could go to analysis services and run these things manually. Why would I do it? Just if I would be in a hurry and I would go to my table, and not the sales table, unfortunately, but the GL table, I can go in here and go into the GL transaction and process manually full only this table. So this would work fine if I was fixing only one connection and nothing else than this transactional table. So now I'm in analysis services. I found out my table and I'm just going to process. So here the speed of processing is about 100,000 rows per second. In an enterprise server, 300, 400,000. And it was in 2 seconds here. So if I would run the report again, not the report in the Power BI, because these data belong to the sales module, not to the GL module, the data would be there. So what we need to do is to process analytics full, and then the data should come. So this was long story short about the exercising. Okay, so actually what's interesting, we covered it in 3-hour time. Good. So it was not planned. So I would say for your homework exercise, do this demo database. Any question about this part? Was this understood? I don't expect that you understood 100%, but you understood there is some timestamp, there is some date preventing us for updating it. And probably you're thinking, I have to see this video again, or I have to try it on my own, or if I come to this situation and when the update is not coming, sometimes it's some customer or a testing environment, at least you will have one idea what is preventing from update. This was one scenario.